I promise.
Every single day.
I promise.
Oh, yeah, later. Oh, yeah, later. Oh, tomorrow.
I promise.
But tomorrow never comes.
You know, when you're in a position in your relationship where you have to start asking, requesting for sex, to this extent, specifically to this extent, and you're getting rejected, oh boy, it means that clearly there's a problem going on. It's a deeper one. And Julie needs to reveal what the reason is, because I think the problem is, well, I know that what the problem is here. The problem here is that Julie is not even giving him good enough reasons to why she's been so distant. She made a reason known of why she doesn't want to have kids, fair enough, or why she's afraid of the idea of trying for kids, shall I say. But in this situation, now they've gone over that, why are you still holding back the intimate part? And to be honest with you, to add insult to injury,
before there's nowhere.
Ah, this is why it's called honeymoon.
Yeah. How do you
Gosh.
get writer's titles on the bed? Good.
Ah, I
Lord.
just get it.
that wasn't insult to injury. I forgot about that bit. But to be honest with you, are we really to believe that she didn't know what a honeymoon suite meant or what it is? Yeah, I question that.
Did you already? I tried to, but I already got rejected.
Janice Rom, how did you kiss her neck? Did you touch her?
No.
Yeah, exactly. You see how Jasmine do this? She's just like, yeah. So, I mean, she's trying to be like romantic.
I'm calling it absolute BS. This is the part that I was referring to here. So Jasmine comes in, and then Jasmine's like, did you guys have sex yet? She says no, or he says no because she keeps rejecting me. Jasmine obviously then tells Brandon obviously how he could have approached the situation rather than the way he did, which, listen, I do agree with the way Jasmine is talking about it, but Judah's reaction is so fake. Yeah, exactly, he didn't. No. If Brandon had tried to literally approach her the way Jasmine just said, she would have still rejected him because there's something that she's not telling him. Point blank, period. So the fact that she's like, oh yeah, you know, you should do that. Nah, I'm not buying none of that stuff. The fact that they even got him to do a lap dance on Julia as well was just but even that was never gonna work because there's something else that she's not telling. And that's something that we have witnessed from her this season, because at first she wasn't telling him the real reason why she did not want to try for kids. And all of a sudden she has a reason. Well, now what is the real reason of why you two have been gifted a honeymoon suite, but instead of taking advantage of it, Julie said, oh, we're going to have a party instead of everybody else because everybody else is working hard as well. Who ruins their one-to-one time, their quality time with their partner? Somebody that clearly is running away from their partner for the reasons that are unknown. We can have our assumptions, but hey.
Crazy sex, that hot sex, you know?
If I'm gonna tell you what I want, did you wanna follow that? No.
Yes.
You see, that this is what I find interesting though. She's like, even if I tell you what I want, are you still going to give me what I want? He says yes. But like, why is she saying that though? Is she saying that she doesn't trust Brandon? Is this her saying that each time I tell you that I want something, you don't actually deliver it to me? And this is what's now translating in their sexual relationship? The fact that in outside of sex, he's not complying with the things that she's asked for. So therefore, this is now affecting her wanting to be with him intimately. Because these things can definitely happen. And that's where the conversation should have been had. Where the hell was the therapist when you need them, hey? But that was it, you know?
I'm here telling you, yes.
I told her, I promise. Brandon, I have your back.
Thank
Let's
you.
seal
I
the
love you.
deal.
The fact that Jasmine has to be like, don't worry, I'm gonna convince her for you is wild to me. Wild to me. I don't know what's worse, this or the scene with Vanya and all of Bozo's friends trying to convince Bozo that he should give Vanya a chance. Either way though, Julia has to learn how to identify what she needs to tell someone. Yeah. I just feel like she doesn't know how to tell him what's actually really going on. Because there's clearly a deeper problem going on, and that problem definitely lies in the fact that she can't rely on him anymore. She doesn't trust him anymore because he's letting her down in other ways. Those things play a factor, but anyway, let's get into the next couple.
Why don't you tell her?
Should be single.
Yeah, told Florian.
Deserve more.
Yeah. If he keeps acting like this, I don't know if it's worth staying with him because I don't want to be miserable the rest of my life.
This is wild though. This is very wild that Darcy has told Florian that he should leave Stacy and that he can do better than Stacy. That's definitely not how any of us have ever seen their relationship. We've always seen it as Darcy or Stacey can do better than Florin. I'm pretty sure that's how we've always seen it, right? But that was quite interesting. But either way, though, obviously in another scene, she does say that I don't know if I can still be with this man. But why does she say that? Well, one, because he seems to be having more of a bond with her sister rather than herself. But also on top of that, let's get into it.
On his phone.
Your ass. You don't understand a woman. You don't understand a woman.
Don't stop.
Then we also got to analyze the way this man behaves when he's under the influence of alcohol. He can't control his drink whatsoever, okay? And his mouth ends up going crazy. And to be honest with you, this isn't even a situation about the fact that he's shouting at a woman, because to be honest with you, nowadays people shout so much that I don't think gender really matters about who's shouting in the conversation. It all matters about who is struggling to handle their call in the conversation. Jasmine is the kind of person that says, well, I'm crazy, so that's why I can shout, which is a ridiculous reason. Florin's the kind of person that because he's drinking, he thinks it's okay for him to behave this way. No wonder why Stacey's in that position where she's thinking, I don't know if I can still be with this guy anymore. Look at the way he handles himself. Look at the way he carries himself, okay? On both accounts, no one wants to be with people like Jasmine or Gino. I mean, Jasmine or Angelo, to be fair. Jasmine or Florin, because these are people who can't handle themselves. When things get heated, they have to always resort to shouting and who knows, maybe even a little bit of violence. And that's not the kind of environment that anybody wants to be around. People generally want to be in a cool, calm environment, especially an environment where they know that if things were to go south, the person that they're with is going to be able to handle it in a sensible manner, okay? Not in a this type of manner. Yeah, you know? Honestly, this is ugly behavior. And to be honest with you, well, supposedly the older you get, the more you seek peace. So I can imagine Stacey's at that stage where she wants peace. But this is what you get when you're dealing with somebody, not necessarily that's younger than you, but somebody that doesn't know how to handle their drink.
You want a tree? You want a tree?
Stacey, okay?
Notice how Jasmine said that I'm not Stacey, you know. The fact that whatever Stacey said is a madness, because boy, I would have been like, wait, hold on a minute. You don't need to bring me into this, okay? I handle my man how I need to, okay? So don't be, you know what I mean? Like, damn. To be fair, I would say that it's a good thing that Stacey ignored it or didn't hear it, but at the same time, I do feel like Stacey probably should have said, hey, hold on a minute, okay? I know you're having a dispute with my husband who's obviously not handling himself, but as you can see, I'm trying to calm him down. And you're not helping me right now because you're shouting back at him. And then also on top of that, you're now going to drop my name into it in a way that isn't exactly friendly. Like, we don't do that, please. You sometimes, oh no, in the plea, but don't do that because I don't have beef with you. So don't create something that doesn't exist. So to be honest with you, Stacey probably should have said something to her, you know, in the right way, because that was uncalled for. And then she goes, look, I'm effing Jasmine. I'm crazy, dude. So what? You've been telling us every bloody season. That is not an achievement. That is not a good thing. That is not something that you should be screaming across the freaking pond or pool. Yeah, that's the one.
I'm Jasmine and I'm crazy, dude.
No, I want to meet somebody like you. Dealing with this all the time.
The way this guy is literally like, okay, well, don't be with me then.
You have anger issues, and it's not just with me, it's with everyone. It's a big reason why we came here.
The fact that she even addresses the fact that he's got anger issues with herself as well as other people tells us exactly what we need to know and what we've been thinking this whole time, that she's experienced anger issues from him for too long now. You know, luckily it hasn't been domestic, or it hasn't been reported in that way anyway, but this is something that nobody should want to tolerate.
I can't go on life just apologizing for your behavior. If this continues, you're gonna lose me.
And nobody wants to be with somebody that they have to be apologetic for. That's just not the way of living life, is it? Everybody wants to be with somebody that they can be proud of, and they can be proud of themselves as well. Not somebody that you have to walk around eggshells worried about when they're going to flip out next. Unacceptable behavior. Something that Florin obviously really should be looking into and thinking about, but instead of doing that, he's acting like this. But hey, we move on to the next couple.
In our relationship, Sophie's mom never wanted to see me as someone worthy, someone good enough, and I am very hurt.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's not relevant anymore. How long have they had issues with Sophie's mom? Sophie's mom isn't even in the picture anymore, but they still want to bring her up in the conversation. Rob needs to get over it. You know, sometimes in life we're not always going to get along with our partner's parents. We have a choice. It's either one, we just get on with it and we ignore them and do what we got to do to make our relationship work, or we leave because we can't be with somebody who has got family members who doesn't like us. Those are the two, you know, most blatant options. But instead, you'd rather stay in the relationship that the person you're with isn't even fine to be in it with you, whilst also blaming her mother to why your relationship is going downhill. That is called not taking accountability and completely deflecting from the real issues with you and Sophie. The real issue with you and Sophie has nothing to do with her mum at any point now. The mum's been gone for a minute. Sophie made sure of that. So did you. So come on, don't catch me with this BS. Oh, the mum did this to me. Shut up. If you want the relationship, make it work or just leave. But in this situation, even if you try and make it work, Sophie isn't exactly trying to be on the same page.
Environment growing up was not healthy for Sophie. Her mom was an addict, and her mom has not prioritized raising Sophie in a way that makes her a compassionate.
Rob, you are not a savior. You're not her guardian angel. Don't worry about that. The fact that this is still something in your head is a problem, because it means that that's become like a roadblock. You know, it's become something that each time something happens between you two, there's always that challenge of, oh yeah, but you know what though? Sophie probably does this because of her mum. No. Sophie's a grown-ass adult, okay? She has choices to grow as a person, but she doesn't take them, but we'll get into that. I'm just not going to sit here and allow these two to use Sophie's mum as a scapegoat to why their relationship is terrible.
And considerate partner. And I know that by the time I'm in the picture, all I am is the first thing that's really pulling Sophie away from this entire life.
I mean, if you really was that person that was put away from this entire life in a good way, you two wouldn't be on the show. Let's put it out. Let's just put that out there, right?
Makes it impossible for us to be a team, and that irks me so bad.
Sophie's mom is nothing. Sophie's mom is not the reason why you two cannot be a team. You two cannot be a team because, well, mostly because of Sophie, but because you just don't click.
Because
And like this trash is junk. Like, she's a junkie. She's clean now, but it just brought back a lot, and then I want it to affect my marriage. And I don't think that's our main reason, but I can see how it might have affected my life.
And
I will happily take bets of how many times Sophie has used this as a reason to why she can't better herself, why she can't progress in life. A lot of us have issues with our family members, but it doesn't mean we use that as a tool of an excuse to why we are not progressing.
I think maybe I've underestimated how much my mom's addiction issues has impacted me as an adult. No, my mom, I basically just raised myself. I'd say.
Let's just remember, she said that she basically raised herself.
Boundaries. I don't know how to express my emotions in a healthy way, but you know,
Don't get me wrong, people who raise themselves don't always know how to, you know, necessarily set boundaries or those things that you talk about. Yeah, I get it. That is a thing, you know, necessarily, but you would think somebody who has raised themselves wouldn't be sitting here using their mom as a scapegoat. And most certainly wouldn't even allow their man to use their mom as a scapegoat. The fact that Robbie's confident enough to use your mom as a scapegoat to your relationship not working, that's a problem. That is a problem. You know, listen, me, myself, including other people, you know, in this world have issues with our parents, but I'll never use my mom as an excuse to why I'm not working with someone. She may be a part of the reason of why I process things in a certain way, but I'm not going to be like, well, the reason why I can't do this is because my mom did this. No, that's just stupid. It means I haven't moved on. I'm not an adult. I just like to deflect and take blame. And what Sophie says next here is the nail on the head.
Kind of putting 100% of the blame on Rob, which even though he does deserve that, at the same time, with everything in my past, that has also kind of stopped me from having success in my.
So just to let this sink in, Sophie came to the resort with this whole idea of couples therapy with the intention of blaming everything on Rob. Did you catch that, right? So what I'm saying is that she didn't even go into it with a clear mind of, you know what, I want to go into this with a clean slate. I want to learn about why I behave the way I behave, why, you know, Rob behaves the way he behaves, why we have certain triggers, okay? And I want to be able to understand how I can understand him better and he can understand me better. Instead of having that type of mindset, nah, her mindset is, well, I came into this ready to blame Rob because he deserves it. Yeah, because he deserves it. Rob, is that kind of person that you want to be with? Come on. Ridiculousness. Ridiculousness. Anyway, with that being said, let's move on to the next one.
Like sometimes she can be fun and happy, and she has a great personality at times, and then
And the
I
second
don't know, and
he's
then
going
it's
to ruin
like
everything.
Jekyll and Hyde, and then she can instantly turn into the
Devil.
You know what's funny? Gino comes down after the incident with him and Jasmine, okay, where Jasmine tried to comfort him in the bed and he rejected her. He's come out and made the whole story seem as if she came in the room ready to attack him. That is not the full story, is it, Gino, though? That's not what happened. She came in with good intentions. You rejected her, and that's how you two fell out. Where is that in your story?
I'm good where I'm at, chilling in the hot tub. I told her I need consecutive days in a row that things are good between us. One day is not enough.
Yes, I agree with the whole idea of needing consecutive days of things being good, but guess what though? You do realize that when you ask someone to do something for you, you have to also allow that person to do these things for you. So here's the thing: you wanted, peace or whatever it is with Jasmine. Jasmine's come into the room. She has tried to comfort you. She's tried to give you a cuddle. She's tried to give you a kiss. You've completely rejected her, and then that's what's caused the issue. The reason why there's no consistency happening from Jasmine or from you is because you're blocking her from at least trying, or vice versa. She's also blocking you from at least trying whatever the hell you're trying. But let's be real: I've never seen Gino in any shape or form ever try to make this relationship work. I've only ever seen him complain. It's always really been Jasmine that's tried to make it work in some format, and it's always been Gino who has rejected her. But hey, he would happily sit here and tell a story that paints Jasmine as the villain and him as, Mr. Innocent. Anyway, we move on.
And you're a little too much for stability at the place.
What does it mean?
Like you're crazy.
I mean, he
I love the instinct of "you're crazy."
are afraid, so Natalie gonna take his money, take his business.
Yeah.
You know what though? That's crazy. I don't know why he would think that. I mean, I do know why he would think that, but yeah, it just sounds like Josh was just throwing out a bunch of gibberish, to be honest with you. Because yeah, it's possible, but to be honest, the only way Natalie's gonna take your money from you is literally by you buying her stuff. All she wants is someone to look after her in every single way possible because she's lazy.
He says different story.
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
each of you has totally different puzzles.
Yeah, but it's not.
To believe anymore. Josh is going around and says different things about our relationship, but to me, he says also different things.
I don't know what's so hard to believe and what's so confusing. It's abundantly clear that this man does not care about you. He's using you. You broke up with him 3 times and you keep letting him come back.
Like, honestly, unstateable. This is, well, like, why? For asking normal things and getting irritated because you lead me on and lie to me? He is.
To be honest with you, we're at a point where you've led yourself on. Somebody breaks up with you 3 times and you keep taking them back. That's you giving yourself false hope. You're leading yourself on at that point. Let's just keep it a buck. Come on now.
Telling people that I'm not stable enough and he's telling it behind my back. It's like a really bad sign.
It's definitely a bad sign. It's not a bad, it's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. But listen, I'm fed up with these two anyway, because even if they were to break up, I wouldn't be surprised if they get back together again anyway, because they are literally Big Ed and Liz in a nutshell. A recycle of break up and make up, break up and make up, break up and make ups. Bloody daddy 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 da. I'm just surprised they haven't been engaged yet. That's what they need to do, isn't it? But if Natalie chooses still want to entertain this guy moving forward, just like even now, only she is the fool in this situation. Well, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.